One early morning, Edward had to take a passenger train to Kronk. However, there was a problem. His cylinders were jammed, which meant he couldn't pull his train. James had to be called in to help, and he was very cross. "Oh, come on, old iron. Do you really expect everyone to help you every time you break down? This is a railway. This is a business. We can't just dawdle along like this. What's your excuse?" "Oh, come now, James. I've just broken down. It happens to every engine. Now don't tell me you've never broken down before." "You would never catch me breaking down. I'm really reliable and really useful. Now come on, let's get going. I have a lot of work to do today, and I wish I could have slept a little bit more." James quickly puffed onto Edward's line, coupled up to him, and left, while still complaining the whole time. As soon as James was done and dropped Edward and his train off, he quickly raced through the yard to go collect his goods train. James raced into the yard and gave his trucks a bump. "Hey, Thomas, am I running late?" Only by a few minutes. I just finished shunting your cars." "Oh, great. Now I'm gonna have to make it for lost time." "Well, I'll see you at the sheds. Bye, James." And James set off. James was doing his best to try to make up for lost time, but the cars were cross. "Who does rusty red scrap iron think he is, bumping us about all the time? Well, you know what? I'm getting sick of it." "Same here. So, here's what we're gonna do. When we see a red signal and he tries to stop, we'll bump him for a change and see how he likes it. Sounds like a plan?" "Yes, indeed. And look, there's one now." And indeed, there was a red signal. James knew he had to stop and pin down his brakes. His brakes were locked, but the trucks kept pushing. On, they cried. "I need to stop! I need to stop!" James yelled in alarm. James put every ounce of steam he had against the trucks. He barely managed to stop, but he stopped just in time. He waited patiently for Henry to pass along with his train of coal cars. Soon his signal changed green and James tried to set off, but he only found that he couldn't. Ow! Why can't I move? What's wrong?" His driver got out to have a look. "Oh boy, I see the problem. James, you braked so hard you jammed your brakes." You mean I..." "Yes, you've broken down. Don't worry though, I'm going back to the next station to see if there's an engine that can take us away." And his driver left. "Well, at least Edward can't find out because he's at the works." Presently, his driver came back. "Good news, James. An engine's actually coming back to the works right now. He can take your train, then can take you to the works." "An engine from the works? Oh, please don't tell me you mean who I think you mean." And indeed, it was Edward, fresh back from the works. "Hello, James. Broken down, I see?" Yes," James said. He was expecting a comment from Edward, but surprisingly, he didn't get one. Don't worry about it. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Now come along. Let's get your train to its destination, then get you to the works, so you can be repaired and get back to being really useful right away." James was speechless. He didn't know what to think, and as Edward buffered up to him and took him to the works, he sat there and thought the whole way there. The two soon arrived at the works. Edward was uncoupled from James, then quickly pulled it over to the other track next to him. "Don't worry. Jam brakes are nothing. You'll be out of here sooner than you think." "Thanks, Edward, but if I may ask, why are you so nice to me? I wasn't exactly nice to you this morning." "I know. And I understand why you were so cross this morning. It was very early. Any engine would have reacted that way. But the reason I'm not rude to you is, I treat everyone the way they want to be treated. I understand it might be hard for some engines, like you or Gordon or Henry, but it doesn't matter. We're all still friends, even if we quarrel sometimes. And as for not making fun of you when you broke down, of course I wouldn't, because I knew at some point you would break down because nobody's perfect. I'm not calling it karma, I'm calling it pure mechanics. We're locomotives, we're machines. Everyone fails once in a while. The point is, we get back on the tracks and we try again. What happened today, James, wasn't your fault. It was the silly trucks for pushing you. It's all right. You have nothing to feel embarrassed for, and I won't make fun of you for it or hold it over your head. Edward, you're perhaps one of the nicest engines I've ever met. I will always look up to you. I hope you know that." "Oh, I know. I'm like that for many engines. But anyways, I better get back to my branch line. Hope you feel better soon, James, and I'll see you very soon. Goodbye." "Goodbye, Edward." And from that day forward, James had a higher respect for Edward the Blue Engine.